blow this whole thing up.
So now you're to the point to where you're just simply asking for information from the public, what they might know.
Yes.
And you feel like that's your only avenue of which to try and seek out this child's answer as to where this child is?
Yes, we continue to pass out the flyers, and then we have a call saying we can't do this anymore because of this and that.
There are officials in this state that have a responsibility, and I feel very confident that some are dropping the ball and falling short, and
I agree.
And maybe don't even know about this.
I can think of a couple folks that probably don't know about it.
Yeah.
So we'll probably make some calls and see what we can find out. It's so frustrating sometimes because you elect these people and they're supposed to be working for you.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes I think, and this term was used the other night in the meeting, I think they cherry pick who they want to work for sometimes.
I think so.
And that's not the way the system is supposed to work.
I feel very strongly that if you have any kind of a background, they are less eager to help you. Like, honestly. And I mean, it can be something like a veteran. Like that one lady, I feel so bad for her.
Oh,
but
man,
just because her husband's a veteran, he possibly could be a threat. And so, like, I really believe that no matter what it is, if it's a negative thing in your background, be it a criminal history, domestic violence history, whatever it is, I think that puts you in a category that they just really don't care enough about, in my opinion.
But you get fed up with it because, this is not our first time going down there committing a crime about a child. And, like the door's been closed in our face of what you come in here for. And this is for an officer to tell you what you come in here for. Nothing is going to be done. And that's bad. Now we back down there again with another problem. And the same thing is happening over again. They just drop it. It's just like you said, cold case. Oh well. And, and it's frustrating.
Aren't the other side of the family, the mother's family, furious that this baby hasn't been located?
See, that don't make sense either.
No,
that does not make any sense.
They act like they're going to a picnic. They act like they're going to a picnic.
Unbelievable.
And I mean, this is not my child. It's my great-grandchild, my son, grandson's child, and it's Michelle's child. And we can't get no response out of her to do anything.
That just makes absolutely no sense to me. That's why I think that there's somebody, whether it's her or it's a member of her family, she may have been delusional, okay, and completely,
and can pass that lie detector test.
And then I did tell the news person that too, but they edited it, so it didn't come out.
So we need to plaster these everywhere, and even though somebody says don't put them up, put them up. We need to plaster these everywhere, but I think that the other thing that we can do is probably, if we could raise some funds, not a lot, maybe $1,000, and let's get a private investigator on your side that will go in and find out what's going on. I think that's the only thing that we can do. I can't sit here and wait for the public.
Marlon.
And again, I believe that's our problem. They know we don't have the money for this, and they just, they'll give up in a minute. They don't have the money to do this, do that.
Is that how you feel strongly, like that they're waiting for you to give up?
Yeah.
Yep.
But how can you give up on a child?
Well,
You
can't. Look, that's exactly my question. How come it's okay that the other side of the family has just given up on this child? Like, what answers do they have that we don't?
I don't think
that makes it okay.
I think something is amiss. I think somebody knows something, and it's so
I think somebody knows something.
that even with the police, the police are just too comfortable.
Yes.
Because we see the attention brought to kids.
Okay.
That something has happened to them. Somebody's been left in a car. This little boy that got killed by his mother was reported by the father to DCF.
Right.
You see what all the KSN was covering it, the Eagle covered it, and all. So why not this?
Yes, ma'am.
Are they waiting for a body?
Hey,
That scares me. I don't even want to.
And that
well,
bothers
she
me.
did go down and supposedly said that she put a restraining order on him while he was in jail. And she went down there to visit him and told him if you did, said they told, detective said if you don't tell me where the baby is, they're gonna put, you're gonna be charged with homicide.
What?
That he would be charged with homicide. If he
So
didn't.
she strongly believes that the last time the baby was seen, she gave it to him,
That's what she said.
and that she believes that obviously because she passed the lie detector test.
Well.
I ain't saying that's the truth. I'm saying she believes that.
Mhm.
Boy.
We just like to know the truth, you know. It's two people, I mean, just talking to her, I said, Michelle, you and Gary are the last people had this baby. You and Gary should know where this child is. Oh, she went on. Oh, I don't have to be here for this.
Yeah, she did.
I don't, you F you,
Yeah.
you know,
I seen
all
that
of you,
myself.
you know, and I said,
I
and Mary calmed her down and said, no, Michelle, we need you for the camera. And, cause she just went off flip in.
Man, okay, you know, I think we have some different, you know, right, I will. We have some different, you know, private investigators, and I've talked to a couple of them already, and I mean, this is just so bizarre. And none of this is making sense. Why would you stop looking for a baby?
What satisfied the hunt?
That's
I
okay.
want to know what satisfied the hunt that they've now stopped.
Mhm.
Well,
Because what I've heard,
Mm-hmm.
none of that's satisfying.
No.
This end result is not satisfying. So I want to know what they think they know. Is there evidence that they're not sharing?
Well, they haven't told us anything, and anytime we require, or what's going on, or we checking into it. We checking into it, you know.
Into
like,
what?
Who's the
'Cause
detective? that
it
you're
could be
talking
anything.
Well,
Yeah.
Tina would have that on her.
about?
Oh, child?
He's a, exploited innocent children, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Well, we dealt with him before.
That's him.
Yeah.
Is that the one was on the
No.
news saying Michelle was? Well, he's the one that told us
Right.
while we're coming down there, there's nothing gonna be done. We reported a sex,
Molestation.
molestation
Of a child.
and, for a child, and he actually looked us in the face and told, I don't know what you're coming down here for, ain't nothing gonna be done.
And that had to do with DCF and.
Yeah,
and
that
school
had to
district
do with them
and
too.
all that, so.
Mm-hmm.
And see, and I was
And it
confused
wasn't
as to
nothing done.
why, what the
Seriously.
connection
It wasn't
between
nothing done. The
DCF.
teacher is still teaching, so you know, never stopped.
See, and I was when I met you was at the meeting, and I was wondering what the connection was. They're playing this. You made reports before the child went missing to DCF
Yes,
in regards to your concerns about their well-being then.
yes.
Okay, and they never followed up on any, when you check on the report that you made, what do they tell you was the outcome?
We, let me tell you, my granddaughter, my niece, my daughter, they made reports to DCF. My grandson made a report to the police when it first happened, but they didn't do anything, you know. So when the baby come up missing, then we made a report to DCF because we had another child, Zandler. Zandler was out in the home that we thought that wasn't safe for him. So we asked him to go and check
Right.
and see how, you know, see
Is he
what.
okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
They wouldn't do it. They said, we're
What?
checking it. No, they wouldn't do it.
They finally took the child out of the home.
But a month later.
And he's in protective, he's in,
So she
custody
still
now.
had that baby.
She had it, but her dad
But they're
had it.
both Gary's children.
Yes.
So why would she only send one with Gary if he was coming
Well,
to
his
his
husband
son?
had two, but he says she snatched the baby. That's what he's saying. She snatched the baby, and you know he had Zandler with him. Some kind of way they, you know, I don't know what they was doing, but I guess he was trying to find Michelle and had Zandler with him, and she called the police and told the police where he was, and so he got picked up, and he had Zandler with him, but not baby Vincent. And he said he told the police to check the car because she had the baby and drugs and they said, no, we want you, and that's all.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Now this is coming from him. This is what
Okay,
he
can
told.
let me ask you something. Where's he at now?
He's downtown.
It's Sedgwick County?
Hmm.
Okay, are you on his visitors list?
I'm not on his visitor list. Well, the girls and all that been taken up all the time, but I don't have the transportation, to
Okay.
go back and forth. And I've been letting my daughters and stuff go down there and visit him if they get a chance to. But it's a couple of girls that I guess like Gary and think about, they going down there getting information from him. I don't know if all this information is true or not true. But, somehow or another, one of the girls is communicating directly with Michelle, and she brings stuff back over here and takes stuff back to Michelle. And I said, well, we need to not tell her anything.
Right.
Take her information and not tell her nothing.
Right.
And so now she erased them from being her friend on Facebook. She don't come over here anymore. She's mad.
Is she mad or does she know something?
I think she knows something. I think she knows more. Well, she took Gary to Texas and the 2 babies.
When one of your daughters is going to go and have a visitation with him again?
I have to see when she's scheduled to go.
Can
Okay.
we schedule an interview with him? Is there any way we can get that?
Well, KSN got one, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can.
So, yeah.
And you can. And I think that there's a couple different ways we can go about that. You have my phone number, right?
Yes.
Okay. Let's get an interview with him over there at Sedgwick County. Let us
contact Sheriff Easter.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with him. Let's get an interview with him. We'll find a way to raise some money. Okay, we can do it through motorcycle runs. We can do it through barbecue.
We can do it through car washes.
We will get.
Well, we'll be,
We'll find the money. There's several private detectives that we can get a hold of, and just 2 of them that I can think of right now would be happy to do it for basically $1,000 or less, which isn't much
Mhm.
considering how deep this goes. I mean, if they
Yeah.
have to search into people in Chicago or Florida or Texas, I mean, this could get pretty
Oklahoma,
involved.
she went there. And anyway, she said she was going to Florida to this
It's
blow,
real
but-
easy. It gets real simple once you get a private detective on it.
Yeah,
Because
it does.
all they do is they subpoena their phone records,
Yeah.
and then they just basically like
Sit back.
shots of a computer, follow their conversations,
Yeah.
and you can
Well, it seems like-
it
yeah.
unfolds for
Pretty
you.
quick, yeah,
It
it
really
can.
does, and it doesn't matter if you've deleted those off of your phone.
Yeah,
It's never gone.
right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
And
never
so
done.
it's actually stored information on their account.
Mhm.
And so a private detective would have access to that and be able to obtain that information. That's what I would want to get my hands on is the 2 months before all the way to 2 months after,
Right.
which is,
Well, now it's
Right about
going
now.
into another month, so,
well, I mean, for her
I know,
communications,
but-
especially if she was threatening the children to kill them.
Yeah,
If a private detective comes up, it's not an upset grandma or great grandma that thinks her son or grandson has no involvement in it, and it's not hearsay, it's not opinion, it's facts.
mhm.
And it's not coming from you, it's coming from a private detective that's an outside source, and so I think that's where we really
And that's what
can
we're
see
gonna have to
some
do.
movement.
Yeah. Okay. How do
Well,
you
we
feel
do
about
have the
that?
court
Well,
papers
I was
where
gonna ask
she
also,
falsely
did
accused,
you
and we do have
contact-
those papers.
And then you have the
detective
papers
who was-
where she went and admitted that she falsely accused him.
To get their
Oh,
side.
yeah, I would like to get everybody, anybody
Yeah, let's
anybody
get them
that's
out.
been involved.
You know?
We'll see who wants to get in front
I would
of
like to
camera.
ask the grandparents on that side.
Okay, good. See what they
We'll
say.
ask
like-
anybody. I mean, we will.
Well, she
I'm
said
very
in court,
approachable, so.
she said that she didn't have no idea this was going on.
The grandmother?
Yes.
Well, I would like to know what she does have in an idea of what is going on.
She cried like a
'Cause-
baby.
Okay, well, I mean, why?
That's what I want.
Well,
She
why?
said
Why? I want to
she
know
had
why
no
she's
idea.
crying, what she knows.
Give me the names of the people that you've talked to for DCF department. anybody downtown, any of the officers, any of the detectives, everybody?
Yes, I
Okay.
mean, and not just the dates that you were told they were filed. I wanna know who made that first report.
Okay.
Who? Was it the mother looking for her child? I mean, let's start with that puzzle piece
Yeah.
and go from there, because many different scenarios could have played out at that point.
Mhm.
You know, who's to say that guy isn't abusive and had her locked in a closet while he disappeared with the kid? I mean, she
Could-
might be scared to death.
Could have been
to say-
passed out.
She, exactly. She could have been passed out. Doesn't know. A lady could have came over and was like, "Are you okay, honey?" And she could have handed off if she was in that state of mind. Let's say it's not her.
Mm.
Maybe she's scared to death.
But you ought to see, based on her behavior, based on what I observed of her, like I was telling Mark and everybody else.
I really need to be
something's
within
wrong
her
with
presence.
Yeah, yeah.
You
yeah.
can tell something's wrong with
Oh,
her.
yeah.
Either she's on drugs,
Uh-huh.
she's on something.
Right, right, right.
Okay.
Because she does not act like a normal,
Right.
Mother missing a
just
child.
like a person that's
Yeah.
on something, really.
We
She
asked
doesn't.
her when we went out there K-15 that day, when they told us that they had a tip that the baby was out there in the ditch, and they was out there like 3 hours, and we called her, and she comes when everybody leaves. You know, they got dogs and people and stuff, and she comes when it's maybe 2 cars or so out there. And said, "Well, Michelle, what's wrong? Why you didn't come?" So we call you, you know, a
Because she
couple
knows
hours
the
ago.
baby's not
She
out
said,
there.
"I was asleep." She was sleeping.
Well, in
Oh.
fairness, if she is an addict, maybe she felt it necessary to sleep it off so that she could get up and be presentable. I mean, I'm trying to find out what happened. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, but you-
and I can see that unfolding. Let's
Wait.
say she is an addict. I mean, it would explain a lot.
We were talking on the phone on the way here, and somebody that we both know, and has a child that is horribly addicted to K2 and spice, and I mean
That they can't tell you
they
last
are
week.
just not there. Okay, I mean that stuff just eats your brain.
So does meth, though.
Yeah, so is meth.
Meth is a horrible drug that's rampant in this little
Right.
city, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, just being around them, they don't even, when they're in that super spun out stage or in that heavy come down, they don't know. They can't tell you what they did 5 minutes ago. Like, seriously.
So I'm curious how much. I mean, has she been admitted? Do we know? Is there any record of